We're going to have some emergency meetings. We've already had emergency meetings for obvious reasons. And there is a possibility that the 19th is the last episode of Timcast IRL.
Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Make sure you subscribe to The Officer Tatum Show and The Officer Tatum channel. And message me if you want to ask me a question at Brandon@freedomchat.com. That's Brandon@freedomchat.com. Let's get into this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Tim Pool says the unthinkable. And I'm being honest. Like, I think that if what Tim Pool is saying comes to fruition or he's truthfully examining this is a big deal. Let's roll the clip so you can hear it. He's got one of the biggest podcasts online, period, out of any genre. They do $1 million in super chats. I mean, he probably has, or at least he had, probably one of the top podcasts. And if what he said is true, that's a big problem, like him or not. Roll the clip.
So where does it leave us? We have 2 weeks left in the year before we go on our Christmas hiatus. I'm not a big fan of. So where does it leave us? We have 2 weeks left in the year before we go on our Christmas hiatus. I'm not a big fan of any kind of hiatus. I would prefer just to work. But it is taxing. It is grueling, of course. And there's a lot of infrastructure here that requires me to work all day, every day, Monday to Friday, with some extra work on the weekends, usually meetings. And I'm probably going to have a stroke. My health's actually pretty good. My blood pressure is great. My resting heart rate is actually around 45. I exercise quite a bit. Haven't been able to skate in the past month or two, the holidays and, But we have to have these conversations, and I have been, with the people, our contractors, people we work with, our vendors, partners. And one thing is clear. The violence will get worse. It is going to escalate. We cannot keep going as status quo. Something has to change. It may be that, as we described after the assassination of Charlie Kirk and the threat to come and shoot up our studio and our workplace, we asked, at what point do we say we can't do this anymore? The cost of running Timcast IRL Studio and the projects around it exceeds the amount of money it brings in. That's just that breaking point, isn't it, for any business? If you need $100 to, run your restaurant, but you're only bringing 90, you go out of business. The issue? The cost isn't cameras or lights. The cost is security because of the escalation. It's an artificial cost to doing business that we can't balance. We can't forego security, but we can't sustain it either. So I've had some conversations with our partners, been talking with Rumble. There may be a solution, and it's going to be rapid change very quickly. We're going to have some emergency meetings. We've already had emergency meetings for obvious reasons. And there is a possibility that the 19th is the last episode of Timcast IRL. We are doing everything we can to make sure that's not going to be the case. It's no secret that I've been frustrated and disillusioned with a lot of people in politics, but that's no reason to walk away from doing our nightly show with a tremendous success. But the cost is not just money anymore. The cost is the safety of my family, myself, and there are many ideas we're floating around.
All right. I didn't watch the full episode, but this is the part I heard. There's a lot of things going through my mind right now. I'm going to save some of those things for a later date. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite campaign of the year. I've been waiting all year to do this. I want you guys to support me and Angel Tree to provide Christmas gifts for young people whose parents are incarcerated. They're going to get a Bible, They're going to get a gift that they want. We have shoppers shopping for these gifts, and they're going to get a special letter from a parent who's incarcerated so they don't feel left alone this season. Everybody knows how beautiful the season of Christmas and the season of giving is. I want you to be a part of that. $30 will help one kid. And I also have a caveat here. I want somebody, and I want to get at least 10 people to price match me. We're gonna celebrate helping 300 kids. Join the 300 Club. And if you are able to do it, if God bless you with the finances, I want you to do it. If you can match the 300 Club giving, I'm going to invite you out to Arizona. We're going to go to a beautiful steakhouse, have a good meal, smoke some cigars if you're interested in cigars. And we got a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to provide for you. All you have to do is go to angeltree.com/Tatum. The link will be in the description section. Give whatever God has purposed on your heart to give. That can be $1, that can be $100, or it could be $9,000, which is to join the 300 Club. Either way it go, I want you to give. I want us to blow this campaign out of the water. God bless you, and I look forward to celebrating with you and helping young people have a Christmas they deserve. There's no way whatsoever that I am going to quit doing what I'm doing. There's no amount of threats or anything that's going to stop me. And I hope that Tim Pool will take this into consideration as well. I have a family just like he have a family, and there's nothing that's going to stop us. Nothing. If they want to play, we play harder. We got security. We're going to have better security. I'm telling you this right now. What Tim Pool said, and I hate that it had to come to this, but what Tim Pool said is exactly the reason why we started Blackline. 100%. I was sitting on my couch the other day, and I was thinking about the cost of security, because Tim Pool is not lying about the cost of real security. If you are going to have full-time security, that means that you got security around the clock. Even if you had rent-a-cops at your house 24/7, and you got legit special forces guys traveling with you all the time when you're going places, augmenting security for your mom, for your wife when she go to the grocery store, your kids, and all this other stuff, you're talking $1 million plus a year. You're talking $1 million plus a year. One guy costs about, with travel, benefits, all this stuff, one guy costs you at least $200,000. Charlie was traveling with 7 guys. Just put the number together. So security is expensive, but this is the reason why we started Blackline. Let me explain to you why. And I hope Tim Pool will watch this and maybe he can get involved. We have Blackline Security, which we cover all the security for everything that Tim Pool is talking about. But the bigger thing that I wanted to do was to support influencers who could not afford full security. And that's through our nonprofit, Blackline Guardian Fund. And so I'm praying to God that we can get people that want to donate and support the cause. I'm not taking anything from Blackline Guardian Fund. I'm not even getting my security paid for by Blackline Guardian Fund. I don't want nobody to say Brandon Tatum did nothing or Brandon Tatum is doing nothing for money. I want nothing to do with it. I solely want this nonprofit to help people who cannot afford their security. People like Tim Pool, other influencers, so they don't stop. We cannot stop fighting the good fight. We can't do it. And I think that, we will do our best to get security. Blackline Guardian Fund is going to support as many donors as can donate. We're going to support as many influencers as we can so they can't stop. Even outside of that, all we can do is put our trust in God, make a good effort for security, and it is what it is, man. Imagine if Charlie Kirk said, I'm going to shut it all down because it's just too dangerous. Donald Trump said, I'm going to shut it all down because it's too dangerous. We can't do it. This is what they want us to do. They want us to quit. And we can't do it. Y'all understand? Y'all feel me on this one? I'm thinking the same thing, man. When Charlie died, I said, oh, shoot. Like, they didn't catch the guy at first. And I'm like, I may be next. They may be en route to come kill me and my family. I literally slept with my AR-15 in the bed. I had my wife sleep in another room. My kids in that room. We have a tactic to that. Don't worry. But I had them sleep in another room. I slept with my AR in the bed every night until they caught that guy. And I could not sleep. I probably got like an hour or two every night because I'm like, somebody coming for me. And they've been watching me, and I haven't been paying attention to it. I didn't think it would have happened to me. They watching me. They stalking me. They're going to come in here and try to get my family. They're going to come and get me. With the AR, ready to go. We shouldn't have to be like that. I'm just saying, man, we shouldn't have to. But the truth is, we're not victims, and this is what the game they want to play, and we're going to put our resources together, and we're going to be able to withstand. And I'm telling you, man, for anybody that needs security and you got the money, Blackline will cover you. You got the money, you pay. I pay for my security. But for those who cannot afford it, our nonprofit will try to cover as much as we can of your security. Schools, politicians, Tim Pool, you name it, we're going to cover it. I want you to glance at the website real quick so you can see exactly what I'm saying. I'm going to spend 2 seconds. The only reason I'm saying this is because I think it's important. All right, you just go to Blackline. You can see all the services that we have, our mission statement. These are the things that we support, right? Members of Congress, political leaders, corporations, high net worth people, schools, you name it, we support all of these all over the country. And here's some of our core capabilities. You can look at it. I'll zoom it in for you guys. You can look at it. Executive protection, residential security, protective intelligence, security design, and consulting. What does that mean? Real quick. Executive protection, I think everybody know. That's like having a bodyguard or somebody protecting you. Residential security, that means having security at your house. Protection intelligence means monitoring you online and evaluating the threat assessment for you. And then we also do the threat assessment at your house, and security design and consulting, which is what we do to help your security at your house, give you a plan of action in case somebody breaking your house or anything of that nature. We do all of that. And this, obviously, my resume, y'all know who I am. Retired Colonel Carl, he's my head of security, and he's helping me run this. And then also Brad is my guy too. He's helping me run it as well. And here's what we do. And if you're interested, if you want to be a donor, which is donating to the Blackline Guardian Fund for people like Tim Pool and others, and obviously we'll talk to the influencer before you give money, because I want you to know exactly where your money going and exactly the need that's there and how we're going to address it. And so if you're interested in that, fill out the form, and right here at the bottom, tell us that you're interested in donations. If you want to be an investor in Blackline, say an investor. If you need security, or you had a question about security, you don't know where to go with security, you need a home assessment, you just need something where if your family is going somewhere in California, you just need somebody to pick them up from the airport that's a legitimate guy. You need somebody that's going to walk with them when they go shopping somewhere. If that's you, hit us up. We get the messages, we'll respond to it immediately. But I'm telling you, I feel like God put this on my heart to start Blackline. And then the Blackline Guardian Fund was another thing that spawned from that. And I said, and then what happened? Tim Pool now saying he gonna quit his show because he can't afford security. What are the odds? But I just throwing it out there, man. If you feel if God put it on your heart to do whatever, be participating or whatever, you need help, just throw it out there, man. I don't want to be pitching this, but there's no better time than now than to have something like this to support people that are good people that need to stay in the fight. Because if they're not in the fight, we lose, period.